everyone, it's Nicole from Nicole Jones 911 Colors, and welcome back to a weekly whip and chat. And we have so much to talk about at the beginning of the video, because at the beginning is, I tell you the pages that we're going to work on this week, but also we kind of talk about the pages that I've worked on since we last were together. So first, let's talk about the pages that we're going to work on this week. The first one or the second one, but the first one we're going to talk about is In Forest Song from R.J. Hampson. And we are going to color red. And it's the Little Red Riding Hood. And I've already photocopied my paper so I can choose like my markers and stuff. And then, so we'll do alcohol marker, and then we will that's probably all we'll have time to get done in this, in this video. But then when I go on my own, then I use pencils to finish it off. The second one that we're going to work on, it's going to be something a little different. We're going to work in Flower Fantasy by Melpomene Chachipanagiotu. I know I didn't say that right, but I gotta try to say it right. I'm sure I'm way off. But I want to do this page here, and I'm going to follow a tutorial by Shelly from Shell's Coloring Journey. And I'm hoping that we'll do at least like the base of some of it, I think a lot of it is using some Tombow markers. So we'll do at least that part. And I can't remember if the background is Neocolor too. So we'll be working on this dough, and I'm hoping to do at least 45 minutes in each book. And then you tack on this part. So usually it's over 2 hours. The reason I started doing this is I found that at the end of the month, I was left with, one WIP. And it's not the end of the world. It's not as if I want to have, 100 WIPs. But my train of thought was, if I have lots of WIPs and I make a point of working on them all the time, not just starting them and putting them aside, but working on them all the time and starting new books, I'm hoping to get way more pages done per month. So this is the little calendar that I kind of made myself this week. So for example, like on the first, I said working a new book, which a new book doesn't mean untouched. It just means new for the month. So I worked in Minoresa Dirge Europa, but I also work in Lulu's House of Wonder. Then the next day, I worked on a WIP, and I categorized all my WIPs. Let me see if I can find a book that was a WIP. And you'll see that, oh my goodness, I love this way of organizing it. So I had 5 WIPs left at the end of the month of March. So what I did was I just numbered them 1 to 5. It didn't matter what, and I wrote them down. And then I took these little tabs and I wrote 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the great thing is with these is I'll be able to keep using them, right? Until they don't stick anymore. So once I'm done this, I can take it off, and next month I can put it on another book. Okay, so that's the first thing I did. The second thing I did was I numbered all, sorry about that, I hit my contraption here. I wrote down all the books that I wanted to at least start this month, right? So I wrote from 1 to 18. Then I went and took the same little tabs and I wrote book 1 to 18, so that when I'm not doing the, like I did put new WIP, new WIP, new WIP like that, but I'm not writing the books or whatever, the WIPs, until just, the night before or whatever, a couple days before, just so that, you always feel in the mood for something, right? So I wrote 1 to 18 and 1 to 5 for the WIPs. And then here, I write down what I want to work on. And I'm telling you, you'll see how much stuff that I started and how much stuff that I finished. I'd say it's working. So I like the system, and we're going to keep going. So like I said, on the first day, I said I wanted to work in Europa on book 1. And see, the reason I numbered the books is because when I wrote down Europa, I'm like, that's big. If I could just put B number 1 and it's down here, then I can be like, just easily reference. So the page that, yes, this is the page that I started on April 1st was this one here, and I've already finished it. Let me get my little book here. I need my trusty little book because it tells me when I started it, but not only that, it tells me when I finished it and what I used. Okay, so we're going to talk about the books in a specific manner, and that's because I have books that I have the 26 pages or layouts or spreads that I want to do in 2026. So we'll start with those, and then we'll work on our focus books, and then our focused artists and all that. So the first one I worked on, it was on April 1st that I started it, and it was in my Neresa Church Europa by Rita Berman, and I did this page here. I started on the 1st of April and I finished it on the 4th. So was it on the 4th? Let me just check. I have my trusty little book here. I should just have this open. On the 3rd of April. I finished it on the 3rd of April. And I'll put it on my lap so I can easily reference it. For this, I just used Prismacolors and Tule Art White. And I followed Karen at my Colorful Country Lives tutorial. And I really love how this turned out. And it was so quick, a couple days. And it was done. And this was one of my 26 spreads in 2026. So check for the month of April. Now, I had one kind of roll over from March. I had The City Among the Stars by Hannah Carlzon. And this was one of my 26 spreads that I wanted to do in 2026. But in March, there was 3 because there's 12 months, 26. So a few months, there's going to have to be 3. And I didn't get to it. And at least I got it started, right? So that's a win for me. At least I got it started. This one here, I didn't write it down. Okay, so this one, I started it yesterday. So yesterday was the 7th of April. So I started on the 7th of April, and up to now, I'm using Polychromos. And I'm following nobody's tutorial. I'm just going at it and seeing what comes out, what sticks. But I really like how it is right now. I want to do a really bright, fun layout, and I'm working on the roof right now, so we'll see what else I do. But I love her books, and I'm so happy that I started this. This was also an uncolored book. Europa was also an uncolored book. So hey, that's the first 2 were uncolored books, and it's not that hard for me to work on uncolored books because I'm a very new colorist. And most of my books are uncolored, so it's not a big feat, but I don't want to keep coloring in the same books over and over again. Now, another book that is for my 26 spreads in 2026 is Alien World by Kirby Rosannes. And this is still in the very ugly stage, but I got the Neo Color 2 down. I think I still need to do more to it to make it darker. I might go in with pencils, or I might try another layer, but it's starting to go through. I don't care. This wasn't my really favorite layout, and I can just, put, acrylic markers or something on that background and really make it dark so you wouldn't be able to see. Like I could even do like a black background on this or something. Anyway, so I got this started. I didn't get too far into it. but at least it's an other one that I got ink, or in this case Neocolor 2, to paper, so it's started. It's another page started, which I love. Now, another one that is a focus book on the channel is this one here, is Fairy Tale Worlds by Maria Trolley. So I have my books where I had the 26 spreads that I want to get done. And then I have 4 books that I want to focus on every month and try to color a page in each book, or in each of those books every month. And this one is one of those books. And I started on this layout, and I'm following Jess from Coloring Bumblebee. I don't like the color of the water. So I like this color here. I don't like this color here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in, and I'm using Albert Dur's, and I'm going to come in with some darker blue and try to fix that. So, but that's another book that, I've made quite a bit of progress on it. So I don't think there's like hours and hours left to this to color, on the page. So I'm sure I'll get this one done. No problem at all. Another book that is a focus book on, or for me, is Mina Reza Dirge Africa. This is probably one of the books that I have the most pages colored in. I think I have 8 pages. This will be page number 9, and it's this little fox here. And I'm working on the little castle back here or whatever. So I'm pretty much done this. And next I'm going to work on this. So again, another hour or so, and this page is going to be done. I'm going to do something in the background for sure in that star, but I don't think there's a lot left to do. And I really like how I put a little bit of fur on him. Now, I partially followed Karen from My Colorful Country Life, but she used some watercolors back here, and I didn't want to do that. She's using watercolors here. I'm going to use pencils and my own colors. I don't even know what color she did this. I just, stopped watching. And then I put fur texture on my fox. I don't know if she did or not. I don't think so, but I wanted to put some fur texture. And then I just have the grass too. I just noticed I got to do the grass too. So this is coming along really good. And already, we're only April 8th today, and I'm already thinking like, what other page am I going to do next month? I love coloring in this book. So this is another page that I started. So that is what, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 WIPs that I've started. Now, let's talk about the WIPs, because I started the month with 5 WIPs. My goal is to at least get 3 of those WIPs done. One of them was in A Million Sea Creatures by Lulu Mayo. Oh, and I want to show you what I'm doing too, because I have these containers and I put the pencil crayons in, or whatever I'm using, the markers or whatever, and I was getting confused what container was with what. So I took some of those labels and I'm putting the name of the book that I'm working on, and it comes off. So I'll be able to just keep switching it, which is great. And then once I'm done, I take that label and I'm sticking it inside the book. So next time that I do this, I don't have to keep writing new labels. I just take this off and I put it on the containers and put my pencils in there. So I thought that was awesome. Now this is it. This is one of the pages that I started last month, and I just did not know what to do with it. And my grandson had a couple hockey games, which was about 3 hours away from here. A couple days before, or the day before, we found a hotel that was $100, and it was supposed to be like a snowstorm and all this stuff. So we said, if we go halfway, about an hour and a half, and then the next day we'll only have about an hour left to do. So we did that. So that night I sat down and I finished this page while we were at the hotel, and I love it. It was so much fun to do. And that's another page done in an uncolored book. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So that's a WIP done. A WIP that was sitting there. It didn't end up staying there forever. I ended up getting it colored fairly quickly. Now, another one that was a WIP, this was WIP number 1, and the other one was WIP number 2, was in Fantasy Forest by Fabiana Attanasio. It's a mythographic book, and it is this page right here. And same thing, I got it done. And did I have, no, I finished this before I started that system with having labels on the containers. But next time I work in this book, I'll make a label for this and stick it on the front of the cover. And this was so fun. And I put some glitter on the wings. And this, I followed a tutorial by Shelley, Shell's Coloring Journey. And again, at some point, I just decided to go on my own. And that's not a bad thing. It's not that I didn't like her tutorial. It's just I'm using the tutorial as a bouncing off place because I want to be able to, you know, do this totally on my own eventually. And so the tree, I kind of did my own thing. I'm not sure if I like it, but it's okay. It's not bad. I think she used glitter pens on this. I wanted to use pencils, and I did two or three tones of blues, and I really like that. I colored my leaves differently than what she did. I loved how she did it, don't get me wrong. But again, I'm just trying to find my vibe, you know? And it's great to have these videos where you can, you know, kind of get going and then kind of go on your own. She put gold in those, and I wanted to do it blue. I did follow her tutorial for the background, and I love the background, but I love this. I used Neocolor 2s, alcohol markers, polychromos, and Black Widows, and Tule Art pens. And I think that's it. And I love it. I love it. Another WIP done. So now I only have 3 WIPs left, right? Which is good because we're April 8th. We're starting the 2nd week. Now, the next book that I worked on since last week was Lulu's House of Wonder. We actually worked on this page together during the weekly WIP and chat. And then I went ahead and I finished it. I am so happy with it. Now, during the weekly WIP and chat, I had done brown and I said, oh, I think I'm going to do pink. And then I started it and I'm like, oh, I don't like pink because this is more like fallish colors. So then I went around and I took the Neocolor 2 in peach. And then I went over the pink, and you can't even tell there was pink under there. And I love that. I love the fur texture on my little squirrels there. I just love them so much. And I used alcohol markers, what pencils? I think Black Widows and polychromos. I don't like to just choose one type of pencils. A lot of times I'll have a bunch, like if you saw like right there, there's a bunch of pencils just sitting there. And if I'm working on the page, I go look in those pencils first. Is there anything that coordinates that I could use for my page? And I usually try that first. But I love how this turned out, and I'm so happy. I kind of made a mess on his face, or on her face right here, but it's okay. I kind of did some fur texture and it wasn't dried, and I rubbed with Tule Art brown pen and it made a mess, but it's okay. We're just going to pretend that's not there. So that's one that we started last week and we got it done. So I'm so happy with that. The next one that we worked on last week was in Hide and Seek by R.J. Hampson. And we worked on this page here, Preparing for the Hunt. And I finished it. I, put some time into it yesterday and the day before, and I just got it done. And I love it. It's so colorful and fun. Oh, I forgot to mention, I followed Erica from Elm Colors for this one. I mentioned it last week, but I like to mention it every time. And this one here, I went to the end of R.J. Hampson's video and kind of looked at the color placements and, kind of mapped out the colors. And then I, chose my own markers, my own pencils and everything. And again, I use alcohol markers, Black Widows, Polychromos, and Tule Art Pen. And I think, and I did use a little bit of Albert Dürr's. I just had them out. I colored it in and then I activated them. Only right here. That's the only place that I did it. Right there. And it was great. It worked fine. I was going to say that was it, but no, I started another WIP in the spring book by Rita Berman, and it is this one here. When we were at the hockey game, in between the hockey, it was warmer outside in the truck than in the arena. It was insane. And we had like a 3-hour wait. And of course, because we were in the hotel room the night before, I had my books and my pencil crayons. So I just took them out and I just started coloring. And I was gonna follow Tara's tutorial, but we had no reception there. So I just took out a bunch of pencil crayons and I just started going to town. So this one here, I used some Prismacolors, some Black Widows. Those are the pencils that I've used up to now on this. And that's going to be a whole lot of fun to keep going on that. So just a summary, okay? A summary. I finished 5 pages and I started pages in 5 coloring books. That's absolutely insane. I can't believe that I did that. And then with you today, I'm going to start in 2 more books. But I finished 5. It's not as if I have like 10 WIPs. I have, what did I say, 3 WIPs left from last month. And now I have 5 more. So yes, I did go from 5 to 8 WIPs, I have to say. But a lot of these, I'm going to finish them, I think, fairly quickly because there's not a lot left. So that won't take me long. This one here, the fox, I don't think I have a lot left on that. This one, I still have quite a bit. Well, I kind of did the big stuff, so I think that'll be fairly quickly. This one here too, like, I'm really happy with the amount that I've done up to now. Like once I finish the water, I just need to do the trees and the island. So a little bit of work, but I mean, good progress. Now Alien Worlds, yes, that one there, I still have lots to do, but 5 new work in progress, and I finished 5 pages in 1 week. I would say that is a win. Today we're going to start with Flower Fantasy by Mel Pomini, and we are going to start with some distress inks for the background. And we'll start with old paper. I don't know how much of that I'll actually do. It is not my favorite thing to do, but I'm following Shelly. Oh, this one is no good. A lot of my things like this, I've had my inks for probably 15 years. So these are not new to me. So all my little tabs there, they're pretty old. So a lot of times when I go to use them, I'm like, ooh, okay, time to change them. So I have all the small ones, and I also have the big ones. And before, I would use my small ones when I went out to scrapbook, right? Like when we went for a weekend away or a day away. And I still felt it was worth it, because then I could take, 6 of these and I would have all my inks. But now that I'm also coloring, I have my big ink pads upstairs, and I have my mini ones down here. So it's a win-win-win-win situation, and I'm loving it. I love that I get to use them more. And like I said, I've had them for over 10 years, so I have used them a lot in the last 10 years. And even sometimes if it was just like a little something that I needed them for my scrapbook layout, I would just take out the little ones. And, if I just needed to ink the edge of the paper a little bit, I wouldn't take out my full ink pads. Now, I have also a scrapbooking channel. It's called Nicole Jones 911. And you can go on there and you can see, I did in 2017, I think, I did a video, I think it's a 3-part video of my scrap room upstairs. So if you want to see that, you can go back and kind of see my scrap room. And I did a video of my desk for coloring. It's funny, like I just can't see going upstairs and coloring. My desk upstairs is a standing up desk. So I can't see myself scrapbooking sitting down, and I can't see myself coloring standing up. And I've always stood up for scrapbooking since I've had a scrap room. Even in our old house, like I just had it was a decent sized desk, nothing like I have now, but I still made it standing height. And, I do have a chair, and sometimes, if I'm having like a bad back day or something, I'll sit down for a little bit. But I find with scrapbooking, I move around a lot because I have to go, get paper and whatever the case may be, like I feel like I move around way more. I should put washi tape. So what I love is those two hobbies are very much so that you can interchange a lot of the stuff. Like, for example, I didn't have to buy any washi tapes for coloring. I have probably, 300 rolls of washi tapes upstairs. So I just took a couple and I brought them downstairs so I can use them for this. Now I'm looking at this one, I'm like, I probably shouldn't have used this, because this I'm going to throw out after. And I kind of like this washi tape. So maybe I'll have to go find one that, I don't love as much. Oh, I should have done this first, because as you can tell, I didn't go right to the edge here because it wasn't open enough. Okay, so in 2020, November 4th, I remember the date, I broke my wrist. And now I can't fully turn my wrist. And then last October, September, October, I hurt my shoulder on my left side. I broke my right wrist. I hurt my shoulder on my left side. And now I found out last week that it's actually a torn ligament, and I may or may not need surgery. So I barely have any strength in this arm, so I feel like I'm gimped. I'm gimped. Between the two, I barely, have any strength in both arms. So now I'm like, great. But so I'm just waiting on the call from the ortho surgeon, and then I'll go in. Now I'll tell you honestly, if he doesn't feel like it'll probably take longer, but it'll heal on its own, forget the surgery. I do not want the surgery. I don't do well in surgeries. The anesthesia really makes me sick. So unless it's absolutely like 100% necessary, I don't want it. I mean, if it's necessary, I'll do it. I'm saying no, 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 not at all. But if he says, it's been 6 months, and like at the beginning, it would hurt to touch my finger from here to here. Like not just a little bit, like a lot, like a lot. Like if someone just touched, it felt like they were punching me. Like it was bad. So it's not like that anymore. So I'm like, like maybe I can not do it, right? So that was, sorry, I forgot to say, that was old paper. Now I'm going to use Bundle Sage and add a little bit more. And this one is very dark. I'm just going to put a little bit of this, maybe here and there. So I'm just waiting. I have to go back to physio. But I'm like, I really don't want to go. But I guess I'll go. But I'll just go once a week. I know she's going to say, oh, you should go 2-3 times a week. But I really don't want to go. Like, that much. The price of gas, I'm half an hour, away. And the way the price of gas is, just give me the exercise that I need to do. I will do them. And I'll go once a week to make sure, that I'm progressing along or whatever. But, I mean, it's almost, right now, it's almost $2 a liter. It's crazy. So the less trips to town we can do, the better. My grandson, like I said, he's in spring hockey, and they have a tournament at, in a few months, and we have to go 3 nights, and this is highway robbery. I don't like this when people do that, or chains, or, whatever. If we were to book that hotel room right now, it's $179. But because there's a big tournament that weekend, they're going to charge $299. That is not right. That is not right. Anyway, so it's going to cost us over $1,000 for 3 nights of hotel. And we just went at the end of March, and it was $905. So it's like, if we can save on a little bit of gas here and there, definitely going to be eating in more than out for the next few months, because everything is just too expensive. And, I'd rather put $20 on a coloring book that I'm going to get to enjoy for months and months and months and years, or a meal, and $20 won't even come close, right? Or a meal that I'm going to, 20 minutes and it's over? No. So I'm going to be cooking our meals. I don't like how dark this is, so I'm going to go back in with the old paper and try to tone that down. So, yeah. And then from here till then, like last weekend, we had to go, it was, like I said, 2 hours and 40 minutes away or something. And we ended up staying one night at a hotel because the roads weren't going to be good. And we were going to have to get up at 5:30 in the morning. And my grandson, the week before, was really sick. And he was still feeling like, still coughing a lot and, you know, that kind of stuff. He wanted to play. But I figured getting up at 5:30 in the morning wasn't going to do him any favors. So this way we were able to get up at 8. And then we drove to the rink and all that. So this is good. Is this old paper? No, this is old paper. This is bundle sage. Now, oops. What is this? Let's do antique linen. We'll just do I'm not even looking at her tutorial. I'm just like, I think this will look good here or there. Okay. I'm just, you know, I took the colors that she suggested, and now I'm kind of going on my own. And you know what? I think that's how you learn, right? It's like, okay, yeah, those colors go well together. Like I said, I used a lot of these colors or these inks or whatever in my scrapbook layout. So I worked a lot, you know, mixing and these colors and stuff. It's just that for me right now, a coloring book is just a little different. So I just feel like I just need a little bit of guidance, you know? And Shelly's tutorials are so great. I just love her channel. I'm sure you're following her already. I'm just like a little pea pod of channel here. My scrapbooking channel is much bigger. But I started sharing my coloring stuff on my scrapbooking channel. And then I decided, you know what? Oh, this one is coming apart too. I think I want to start a channel just for coloring. And then even though, you know, you do label your videos and stuff, I just wanted to do one for just coloring. Because it does mess with the algorithm, I guess. So I'm like, you know what? We'll just do coloring channel, and I'm having so much fun. In the last year, I've mentioned this a few times, but we had a really stressful time, and it looks like there's going to be more stressful time. I'm not going to get into it right now, but it's going to be stressful. Nothing to do with health, but it's another stressful thing that's going to put a lot of stress on everybody. And I'm going to have to figure out how to film a lot of my videos, like all of April and May. I'm going to try and do April, May, and June, all for my Patreon, so that I'm way ahead, and then I won't be as stressed trying to get my videos out. So I got to start on that tomorrow. Today's Wednesday. I usually start on these on Thursdays, but because of this and I know I'm gonna need to get all these videos done. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start this one tonight. I think I'm just gonna put a little bit of this here and there. Yeah, I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna start on this one tonight, and then it'll give me a little bit of extra time, like to edit and all that. So it's gonna help, because I'm gonna have to watch Lexi on Friday again for a few hours, which normally I don't have her. So I'm gonna have less time. So I thought, well, my grandson had hockey tonight. My husband took him. He's one of the assistant coaches. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna go to the practice, and I'll work on this instead. And after I'm done this, I think I'm gonna work on, I don't know, a WIP of some kind. Now, when I was writing down at the beginning of the video, I showed you, you know, some of them I'm calling them books and some WIPs. And I think I'm gonna leave it book until I get to the other, like the new month. So let's say this one doesn't get finished. At the end of April, if this one is not finished, then I will call it WIP. So what I'm doing is, let's say if I start on this book, like today I start on this one, this is book 8. So in a couple of days in my planner thing, if I want to work on book 8 that day, I just write book 8 in my planner and not WIP 8, even though I kind of started it. But I know it's still a work in progress, but it's not a long-term WIP in progress, I guess. That's the difference. So I'm still gonna call it book until the month is done, and then I'll change it to WIP, if that makes sense. Because otherwise, if I start switching back and forth WIP, and then I'm gonna get all confused. So I started the month with 5 WIPs, and those are WIPs. And then these guys here are all books. So I'm going to just change that at the end of the month. I think I'm happy with this. I don't want any more than that. It's got just a little bit of color here and there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna put all this mess away, and then I'll grab the next thing we're gonna work on. Okay, so for the first part, we're gonna be using Tombow 76, 98, and 126 for the leaves. We're gonna start with 76 and just do like the roots and stuff. And I think kind of the tree, and then go over top with the avocado. I think so. So I'm gonna have to turn this around and color this in. So in the last year, coloring has been kind of like a soothing thing for me. So as soon as there's like stressful things that come up, I'm like, okay, I need to color. So that's why I got 5 pages done this week and then worked on 5 others, right? I mean, it's not health related. So you know what? Like, it'll work out. It'll work out. It's just been a few stressful things, one after the other. So, including like our car breaking down, it's still not fixed. We haven't had a chance to even look at it, you know? There's just so many other things. And it's been really cold, so he's like, you know what? We're just going to wait till it's nicer outside, and then I'll take a look at it. It kind of sucks because the price of gas and everything. But a lot of the places we went with the truck, we would have gone with the truck anyway because of, like I said, snowstorms, and we have a little like low profile car, so that is crappy in the snow. So there's no way, low profile tires and all that, so no way that, would be appropriate to go in the snow. But I'm hoping in the next 3 or 4 weeks, we're pretty sure it's the starter, so we just need to buy a starter and put it on. And then he'll be able to drive the car back and forth to work. And Mason is, it's not as much for hockey, Like before with his regular team there, it was like 5 times a week minimum. Sometimes it was 7. This year, like he has a practice tonight, and then they have two games on Sunday, and it's close, like it's in town. So, but 2 games on Sunday, and then next week, one of the practice got canceled this week because we were away for 2 games. So they're replacing it with next week. So next week he's got like a practice Monday and Tuesday, but it's not normal. All the other weeks it's going to be like 1 time a week. And then the weekend after, the games are an hour away, but you go there for the day and then you play your 2 games and you come home. There's no hotel, there's no, so it won't be as bad. And it's only an hour drive, so it won't be too bad on gas. And this program, or this hockey season, it's only 8 weeks, so it's not like it's, the other one was 6 months. Like it's, basically the whole year. So yeah, he plays hockey 8 months. 8 months out of the year. He doesn't play June, July, August, September yet. But then in July, he'll have 1 week of hockey school. And then they usually do, hockey every Sunday during the summer. He does miss a few because it is summer, but, if he's around, then every Sunday night or whatever, they have hockey. Just so that they're on the ice all summer, because it's hard to do tryouts. I guess he doesn't have 4 months off because in August, then the tryout starts. And the tryouts are like 3 to 5 days each. So, and this year there's even more tryouts. So it's going to be fun. So I think I'm going to do it. All of a sudden her video skipped, so I'm not really sure what happened, but I'm going to do this all the way up, and then I think I'll do the avocado over top. Anyway, we'll do that. I think it'll be fine. Oh, it's single-sided. I forgot. I was checking. So we could have actually used alcohol markers in this book. So this is the first time I'm coloring in a Melpomene page. So I'm like, okay, yeah. Good. I have 4 of her books, and I've never colored a page. And I find like it's intimidating, right? It's like Kirby Roseanne's. And what I did with that was, I think he was in the second book that I colored ever. I started with Joanna Basford, Rooms of Wonder. And the very next one I jump into Kirby Rose. I'm pretty sure. In the first 3 or 4 anyway. But I think it was the second one. And now I love coloring in Kirby Roseanne's, right? I don't go for the super, super complicated pages, and I definitely follow tutorials because I'm too new at this. I'm starting to get better. Like there's a few pages there, like the seahorse one I did on my own. I'm working on the spring one. I picked a bunch of colors and I'm just going to town, and I really like it. Kind of Rita Berman kind of vibes. Not quite, but colorful like Rita Berman. So, oh shoot, I wasn't supposed to color that. Oh well. So yeah, I'm enjoying myself. I'm getting quite a few pages done. I'm kind of, unless all of a sudden I have to stop coloring, I won't beat the 12 from last month, right? But we're April 8th and I have 5 pages done, completed, and 5 more started. Well, 6 with this one. And then tomorrow, I'm going to start another one. Tomorrow, Friday. I have to make sure that like I said, I'm going to get up bright and early. I was hoping to sleep in, but I won't be able to. And I'll do a scrapbooking layout. Maybe 2. And then I'll come downstairs and color, give my back a break. The reason my back hurts so much is my granddaughter weighs like 35 pounds. And yeah, I don't pick her up all the time, but she does like to be picked up. So I think I have a massage next week. So yay, on the 16th. So next Thursday, which is going to be good. I need it. I am in pain. Maybe I should try and get a physio after. So it's one trip. I go to, my massage, I drive to my physio, and it's just done. That's a lot of money to fork out too, right? I mean, we do have insurance, but a lot of these places you have to pay in full, and then, you wait for the money. The physio though, they charge a difference. So it's like $20. So that's not too bad. It's not too bad. It just means it's going to be like 150 that day. And then I'll get back about 100 out of the 150. So not too bad. Am I in a frame right there? I'll have to check and see, how much time this took me. I don't think the background took me too long, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll probably just get a couple things done today. And then next week, I'm hoping that I can show you that I maybe didn't finish it. Again, like Alien Worlds, the Minor Resa Dirge Africa, the spring one, the 2 WIPs or the 3 WIPs from the month before, they are all going to take priority on this. So if I, am not starting something new and I want to color, I pick from one of those books before I would do this one here, because this is a new one. So I'm going to work on those other ones first and then come back to this once those other ones are done. But like you saw, a lot of them, there's not a lot left. I'm hoping I could probably finish the Fox one tonight. I'm thinking hockey's 7:45 to 8:45, and then he's got to drive my grandson home, so he won't be home till 9:30. And what time is it right now? 7:48. So their practice just started. So I still have lots of time. So I think what I'll do is I'll do this, and then I think I'm gonna go have a shower. I think that'll feel good. My back is a little sore because I had to pick up my granddaughter today. She hurt my arm again today because I have a torn ligament. Like, she didn't do it on purpose. It's just that I'm injured. So if, it's just going to injure it more. So I think the hot from the shower is going to help. It's just going to feel good. And then while my hair is drying, I'm going to color. I'll try to finish the Fox one while I watch something. I don't know. Oh, I'm watching CIA. It is on Paramount Plus. It's really good. Dr. Halstead from Chicago PD. I mean, he's not Dr. Halstead in here, but he's in it. He's a FBI agent. And I kind of like those kind of shows. So I finished Paradise. Oh, I can't wait for season 3. Season 2 just finished, so I got a long ways to wait, but that's okay. I guess all these are this color too. But that's okay. And, there's a few others that I want to watch, but I like to kind of pick a show and watch the whole thing. And I did watch, oh shoot, that was, no, that's right. What's it called? That just came out. I watch Survivor every week. That's tonight, but I won't be able to watch it till tomorrow night on Paramount Plus or on Global, one or the other. I also watch Doc. That's good too. That I might be, no, it's tonight too, so I'll be able to watch it tomorrow. The Pit, that's on Thursday night. What else? Fire County or Fire Country, Sheriff's County. What else do I watch? We watch Marshals. That's a spin-off of Yellowstone. Oh, and the new one with Rip and Bev? The wife. I can't remember her name. That's coming out in May. I'm so excited. I was kind of like, what? Why did the other one come out first? Because they were talking, as soon as Yellowstone stopped, they said that there was going to be a spin-off with them. And I'm like, so I was kind of shocked to see Marshall's first. I do like it, though. It's with Luke Grimes. Yeah, Casey. I like it. So, and there's the Madison too that I want to watch, and there's another one with Nicole Kidman. So we're finishing Marshall first, and then we'll probably pick Madison, and then we'll watch that, and so on and so forth. Like, I like to pick one and watch all of it, and then move on to the next, and so on and so forth. I think that's the green. Okay. That's this here. I think I'm going to do the avocado first, though, and try to do the shadow. Oh, no, I wasn't supposed to color that. That piece right there is supposed to be something else. Oh, well. Now, with the avocado, I guess this too. It's going to be all shadows, I think, with the avocado. It doesn't look like this color, though. I wonder if she just used like a double. Yeah, I'd say so. Because it definitely isn't avocado. Or maybe it is. Because she put 26 and then she put avocado, but 26 is yellow gold. Let me go find 26. Because yellow gold would make sense to kind of do this part. Yeah. So she put the right number, the wrong name. It's yellow gold. Okay. Okay. Do that. Now. I'll get this kind of highlighted here, there, and everywhere. Not highlighted, I guess it's more like a shadow. So yeah, I don't know. Now, that looks like, I don't know. Like once it dries, it looks good. I'm just going with yellow gold. I think it's gonna not be so dark too once it's done. So we'll just go with that. It's not that serious. Okay. And she's helped us here, Malpamini. She's got like little markings where the shadows should be. So thank you very much for that. So I might just do like one side of this, and you know that the other side I'm gonna do the same thing. And then I'm gonna move to a different marker just so you have like different things in the video. I kind of like that. Okay. Just like that. Said I wasn't going to do the other side, and then I come right over and start, I think, a little bit on these two. It's hard not to do, right? You get into the groove and it's like, oh yeah, I got to go over here. One thing I noticed, I was working on the hide and seek page, and oh my gosh, am I ever all over the place. Like I would start on something and then I would just leave that and I would start on something else. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're not done with that first thing. Like, what are you doing? So next we're doing 126 and it's going to be all the green stuff. Like leaves. All the green stuff. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll do all the leaves, and I think then we're going to be close to the 45 minutes. So we'll probably stop it there. It doesn't look like much, but at least you kind of get the gist. you know, of what it's gonna be like. Eventually, I want to do a full book color along, like tutorial kind of thing. 100%. Again, I just want to kind of get my orientation, if you will. Okay, what is this? Oh, oh, see, I was going to color that in. No, that's a different color. I'm like, oh, I missed that. No, you didn't. You colored the rest and you shouldn't have. Okay. The great thing with Tombows, like water-based markers like this, is that when I come in, it's basically the same as alcohol markers. It's just that you can use these on paper that is not double-sided, or is double-sided, not single-sided. And it won't go through. Well, it did right there because I kind of overdid it. But normally it wouldn't. Of course it would when I say it doesn't, right? It's because I rubbed several times, but I also knew that this was a single-sided paper, so. But what it does, it covers the tooth of the paper. And then when I come in with my pencils, I won't have to work as hard. Now, I'm pretty sure she used Albert Durers because she doesn't have the polychromos, and it's the exact same colors. So I'm going to be using my polychromos because I have them and they're a harder pencil, and I want to keep my Albert Durers for when I want to activate them, right? Since I have both, I might as well just use the polychromos. I don't think this page, I mean, it's not going to be like a 2-hour page for sure, but I think it's going to be, it's not going to be like a 2 weeks kind of page like the Kirby Roseannes are. Some of the Kirby Roseannes are pretty intense. But although the one I picked this month, I don't think it's going to take long. Plus, it's like, you should see, like when I picked the colors, it was like the container was basically empty. I'm like, oh my gosh, like there's nothing, no pencils. It's just a few pencils. And so I think even coloring like the big creepy octopus, that's what I call them, I think it's going to go fairly quickly. The background is what is taking me the longest. And I kind of, you know, I worked on it a little bit, and I probably will just work on it again on the weekend. I want to make sure I have quite a bit of time to work on it. So I'm going to leave it to the weekend. Before I work on it again. I'm going to work on those little quick wins, you know. The spring one, I'm going to try to finish. The Minor Race of Dirge Africa, the fox one, I'm going to try and finish. And probably the matchstick mouse. I think that'll be the next WIP that I do, because I think I can whip that out pretty quickly. I think that's going to be a quick whip. Let's see what else we have here. Any more leaves? I think we'll finish the leaves and we'll stop it here for tonight. And if I notice that oh my gosh, it was only half an hour, I'll do another 15 tomorrow. But somehow I think that I did do the 45 minutes. And next week, when we work on the weekly WIP and chats, I will show you the progress I've made on this. And again, I'm following tutorial from, as you can tell, I'm doing this. So I'm not literally following the tutorial. I just kind of skip over and kind of go, okay, yeah, these colors here, these colors there. Kind of guess at the colors. Yeah, it looks like that color, so kind of like that. And sometimes I change the color because I, might not have the markers. Now for this one, when I saw, she just released this video like in less than a month or within the last month. And I was like, ooh, what do I need? And I went and I needed 5 or 6 tombos. And I've been wanting to get more tombos anyway. So I ordered all of them and I picked them up the next day. We finally have like an art store. We had one, it closed. You can still order stuff, but now it's out of their home. And like, for example, the tombos, they're always out of stock. So this place here, they have everything in stock. So I want to support them. I can't spend, $200 a week, but, once a month, I'll buy like $40 worth. So I'll buy 8 tombos or 6 tombos. However, $40 will buy me. I think it was 6. And then I order it online. I go pick it up at the store and it's done. But what I like is that they have the Albert Durs. They have them open stock. They have the Polychromos open stock. They have, what's the other ones? Prismacolors open stock. So it's like, yes. Yes. Because otherwise they don't have the Inktense. And I kind of wish they did. And that's why I bought the whole set. Now I have like a second set as, extra. I might, as my Albert Durs start, I see the ones that I'm using the most. When I put in my orders, I can say, okay, I think they're $2.40 each or something, $2.50. I can say, okay, I'm going to buy 3 of them and then have a spot where I'm going to, actually, I move them in a pencil case so I can actually, because I kept the metal tin, I can just put them in the metal tin, my extras, and then keep a list of the extras that I bought. And then that way I can spread out the expense, If I buy 2 or 3 Albert Durs and 1 or 2 Polychromos every month, then I can have a second set. I did that with the Prismacolors, except one day I went on Amazon and they're normally $185 for the 150, and they were $104, and I needed between 30 and 40. That my pencils are like this big, and I'm like, 30 to 40 times 3 is 120. I'm going to pay more for the individual than buying the whole 150. So I bought the 150. So I no regrets, because it would have cost me just as much for 30 or 40, and I got 150 of them. So I'm happy about that, because you should see some of my Prismacolors. I'm trying to see, I have a few here. This is a big one. This is a big one. I might have put them all away. Oh, there we go. I have probably 15 to 20 that are this size. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy some 1/4 inch dowel, and I'm going to put 4 inches. So with one dowel, I can do 12 because I think it's 48 inches. So I'm going to buy a couple so that I can do 24 pencils. And then that way, when I sharpen them, I'll be able to use the entire pencil. So my husband was going to buy the dowel last weekend. And when he went, they were closed. So we'll probably do it this weekend. And I can start gluing those anytime. They are pretty short. I need 76. Because I missed. Oh, that's 26. I'm like, that's not the right color. 76. There. It's okay. Is that 126? I do the accent with that color anyways, so it's all good. Okay, let me see. Is there any more green leaves? Yes, one more here. One more here. Yay. Okay, any more leaves? Oh, color the same thing. Are those leaves or flowers? That's flower. That's flower. Okay. Let me see. I think this is leaf. I think we'll just finish this and then we'll stop it. Oh, that's not a leaf. This is a leaf. We'll stop it here for today. I had kind of wished that I would be able to do some of these flowers and stuff. Let me see, maybe I can just, if it's just with the markers. Okay, well, if there's more leaves, I can get them later. Okay, we'll do one of the flowers. It's with Tombow 767. And it's just every second flower. So we'll do that as we kind of say goodbye for this week. I think it's a little past 8 o'clock. And the shower is calling me. I still haven't done the dishes too. I did the dishes before supper, kind of put the dishwasher away. There was a few dishes on the side of the sink and I kind of put all those away, but I haven't done the supper dishes. And I may or may not do them before I go to bed. I want to, but I don't know if I have it in me. There's not much, because again, I kind of did everything before, so it's just our plates and a couple things. But I might go in the shower and then I might get a second wind, you know? So I think this page is going to be pretty cute. And again, wasn't following the tutorial per se because how she got this stuff is she was putting a little bit of the marker and then she was actually using a water brush and moving some of this stuff. But that's okay. I'll just use, I have the blender. So So basically she was doing, let's say if it was 26 she was using, she would put like a little bit like that and then move it with the water brush. I don't think it moves it as much with this. Let's try the water brush. So let's put a little bit. Probably should have had my brush ready, because if it dries, then it doesn't move as much. So kind of like that, but it's okay. I'm okay with it the way it is, and I'm going to use Prismacolors and just add some shadows and stuff. Oh, I was like, where is this? Uh-oh. I put the colored one on. This is the blender one. I'm like, that's the right cover, but this is the cover for this. Okay. We're going to stop it here, and tomorrow morning for you, it's going to be like a second. We'll be working in Forest Song, and we're going to be working on Red. It is now the next morning. Actually, it's almost afternoon. Of course, when I start a page, I just want to keep working on it. So this morning, I'll show you. I worked on the page of yesterday. So I finished basing everything, and now I'm starting with the polychromos, starting to shade everywhere. I'm really enjoying the process, but this is why I started doing this, is I get focused on something and I want to keep going. And I think the reason I already have 5 pages done already in April, and we're only 9 days in, is because I'm trying to make sure I get a ton of WIP started. So today we're going to start in Forest Song by R.J. Hampson. I've had a little bit more time than usual too. It's not as busy right now. So I expect that to change very shortly. And I talked about that yesterday, how I'm going to start, before I keep chatting, E31, we're going to do the front trees, and then the back trees, we'll do it a different color. I expect that to change very soon. I did put a piece of paper and page protector in behind my page. Yeah, I expect that to change very soon, like beginning of June. So my plan is, the reason I'm doing this early instead of later on this afternoon is our area is having a Renaissance fair, and the tickets were going on sale this morning. I was like, oh, I got right in. I added it to my cart, went to check out, and it keeps crashing. So I went on their site, and I think it's because so many people are trying to purchase tickets. I wanted to buy 4 weekend tickets. So I don't want to go upstairs and start my videos up there, because I keep checking to see, if it's fixed. And it's still not. So I thought, well, I'll color a little bit. And then I'm like, well, I might as well start this part of the video. And get this part done, at least. I'm going to be done so early, though, this week. Like, I'm going to have my video. Today's only Thursday. but it'll give me a couple of days to edit the video. And I like to do like I want to say a cover photo, but it's not a cover photo. I can't think of the name right now. I'm telling you, we have been so busy. And I know I just said it's less busy, but last weekend we were super busy. I was sick last week, so my brain is still not kind of functioning. So anyway, I like to do like a photo for my YouTube videos. So that takes time. I have to take a picture of the books that I'm working on, and then I edit them in Canva. You know, it all takes time. So usually what I like to do is if I know I have a couple videos going up, I work on those photos at the same time and get them all done. And then when I'm ready to upload my videos, my photos are ready. Okay, up here. What else? Over here. So, and I think I mentioned that before, but I film all of the videos and then I share them with the parents. At the beginning, I do it on our Facebook group, and then I also put it on my other YouTube video and I make them unlisted. And then at the end of the season, I share like a PDF with all the links to all the games of the season, which with his regular team, that was 57 games. Oh, wow. 57 games. And so it takes a while. I tried to keep up with it like all year. I don't wait at the end of the year to do them all. But I have to say, because I was sick, I kind of didn't do, they had their provincials, and then, well, they had their banner, and then they had their provincials like a few days later, and then we went to a big tournament. Well, all of those weren't done, so I think I had, and then his 2 games with his new team. So altogether, I had 14 games to do that with. I was like, oh my gosh. So yesterday I managed to do 7. So I did like a big chunk of them. And today, what I'm going to do in the next few days is I'm going to do 2 today, because now I have to start filming. Yesterday I couldn't film because I had my granddaughter. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do that, you know, because I just basically put the video in iMovie. I take the sound off, and then I render it, and then I put it up on YouTube. So it's not like it takes a lot of work from me, like physically. It's just time. Like it takes time for the computer to render it, and it takes time, you know, to put it up to YouTube and all this stuff. So, oh, I have one more. I have this one right here. So where, you know, I'm watching my granddaughter, it takes me a second to go, oh, okay, mute, you know, render it or whatever. And then I go put it on YouTube. I have to add like a title and all that, but it takes me a few minutes, and then I walk away. And then, you know, I go back 20 minutes later. Okay, that's done. Move on to the next video and do that. But it still takes time. And I copy all the links to the videos, like I said, to a PDF. And I write down the name of the team that we played and whether we won or lost, and, you know, like the scores and all that on that PDF. And so, yeah, I got 7 done yesterday. So that was good. Now I'm hoping today I'm going to use really dark brown with this. I want the trees to be a darker brown, but this is a good base. It's fine. So I'm hoping to do 2 today of that, and then maybe I'll start editing this video after I go upstairs and I film a couple videos. Okay, so we'll do that one a different color. Some of them are like pinkish, and I think that's pretty cool. It's like a fantasy forest, or maybe it's just from the, you know, the sunset or whatever, you know, it casts some different colors and stuff. So I'm going to be doing that too. So I'll leave those trees alone, you know, because the trees are pink. So I'll leave those alone and do them at the same time. I'm going to do them the same color, and I might just use different polychromos to shade the trees, you know, so they look a little different than the trees. And but I'm excited. Another book started, and that means I don't consider it untouched, I guess, until there is a page finished and not just a page started. So, you know, but it's still, I started. And the way my personality works is if I start a book, you know, or I know that I'm going to at least work on it once a week, and until I get it done. That's my goal. When I have my what do you call it? When I have I'm not joking when I say my brain is not working. My weekly or my monthly, you know, what I want to do schedule. There it is. My goodness. When I look at my monthly schedule, I'm like, okay, you know, I have to work on new stuff, but I also have to, oh, and the second one was E25. I don't like that when I watch videos and they don't say what marker it is, so I'm trying to get better at that. So now we're going to work on the trees tops, like the leaves. They're going to be pink, and some of these trees. So we'll get that done. So this is an Oros. The other two were Copics. So I have some Oros. I have one set of Oros, Artex Oros, and it is the pastel set. And I thought it'd be perfect for what I want to use them, because I like using them like this, you know, like just a base. And then I'm going to go over top with pencils. So it's just to cover the tooth of the paper. And that's it. Anyway, I start saying that there's a Renaissance fair, and the tickets were going on sale this morning, and the website keeps crashing, and they were only selling like X amount as early bird tickets, like a really good price. Now, because it was crashing, they said that they're gonna, I don't know, do more. So, but I keep checking to see, because I want tickets. My son lives in another province. I'm in Canada, by the way. He lives 10 hours away. And doesn't the Renaissance, he comes once a year, and doesn't the Renaissance Fair become, like, or is on like the week that he is here? So I'm like, okay, I'm buying tickets. I didn't know if I just wanted to get like a day ticket. And then my husband and I were talking, we're like, yes, we're probably not going to want to be there all day, but what if we're like, oh, we want to see this and then we want to see that? We want to make sure that we can go at any time. And I think they only did it 2 days because it's the first time that they're putting this on, but they are getting all kinds of, like within a day, their Facebook group had over 1,000 people like interested in going. And now it's like at 2,000 people. And the reason the website wasn't working is because it was crashing. Because too many people were trying to buy the tickets. So I think they're going to do well. And then I saw on Facebook that another place, which is about an hour and a half from here, I think they're going to do kind of a little fair too. I think they saw how well this was received. And they're just doing a 1 day. So it's not going to be as, but I'm still going to try and go. I think their tickets are only like $10 for the day. It's not bad. So I think it'll be worth the money and just drive there. It's only an hour away. Oh, that was probably not tree, but it is tree now. Yes, this is all tree. This is Guy. So I'm really excited. When we went across Canada a few years ago, I was, oh shoot, that's all tree. I was like searching everywhere, like Renaissance Fair, like I really want to go attend one, and none of them were when we were there. So we were so disappointed, or I was disappointed. Nobody else cared. I was disappointed. I wanted to go so bad. Not that I'm going to dress up or anything like that. My son totally will. He was like, oh my gosh, he's already thinking of, like a costume and stuff. So I'm really excited. I hope I get tickets. I so hope I get tickets. So I'm going to try again in an hour. So they're warning on the site, like, don't buy tickets from people in the comments. Like, this is the right place. So, because what's happening is several times I was able to put the whole thing in, but then it says, oh, your payment was declined. But that's what's happening to everybody. And I'm like, no. It's just crashing. It can't handle it. Some people got through. So we shall see. I hope. Let me see. This is tree. This is tree. I'm trying to make sure that I get like everything, because man, I hate coming back and coming back and coming back with the different, the same markers over and over again, but it is what it is. Until everything is colored, I've noticed that I miss a lot of stuff. Okay, and hopefully just a few more. This is such a cute page 2. And I only have a few of his books missing. I think I have Houses 1 and 2 that I don't have. The Tiny Tales 1 and 2. And Awake and Asleep. I don't have those. So I have 6 missing, I think. But I've kind of slowed down on, my buying. When you see my next haul, you're going to be like, really? You have? I just went on Book Outlet and they had, I think they're noticing that mythography is selling a lot. So they ended up purchasing a whole bunch of the books. And I'm like, oh, you know, they're like $26 on Amazon. Yeah, they're like between $20 and $26 on Amazon. So I'm like, you know what? If I can get them for $10, I'm going to do it. You know, am I going to color them all, like every single page? Probably not, but I'm okay with that. I know that I have a couple of kids that are going to be super excited about getting pencil crayons and coloring books. You know, it's kind of morbid, but at one point you have to start thinking, okay, where's all my crap gonna go? And I know C1, I'm gonna do this tree like a gray. You kind of have to start thinking like that. Yeah, I think C1 will be good. I was wondering if I should maybe go to C0, but it does lighten up a little bit once it dries. So yeah, my son is very artsy. And even I was, you know, looking, and I think I'm going to give him my Arteza watercolor pencils and the regular pencils when he comes home, and possibly my Polycolors from Kohinoor. I bought those years ago because I was like, oh, I don't want to spend the money on polychromos. And this time around, I was like, yep, I want to spend money on polychromos. And I don't regret, this should have been gray. So we're going to color it with the gray. I don't regret it at all. The polychromos are basically my favorites right now. They are my favorites. I am buying different pencils because I did start a YouTube channel. I like to grow my channel, you know. It's a great way to, I have another channel, so it's a great way to make income when you're at home, right? Like I watch my granddaughter, and because daycare is really expensive, so if I can help my kids, I'm gonna do it. But you know, you still have to make, you know, income. So this channel is not monetized yet, but I'm halfway there. So, you know, it's I'm hoping to grow it and to about the same size. If I was the same size as my other channel, I'd be happy. I have almost 15,000 subscribers on my other channel. I've kind of neglected the other one. When my daughter got sick, I just could not do that because what I do over there is scrapbooking. So it has everything to do with photos, and I just could not do photos. Now I have a Patreon too, and it also is for scrapbooking. Now those I kept doing, you know, videos and stuff. I did a lot without the photos, so I would just do the layout. And sometimes that's good too, because then people can envision their own photos in there too. But I'm going to go back and I'm going to add the photos, you know. And last year too, we barely took any photos. Like Christmas, no photos, zero. Thanksgiving, 0 photos. You'd think it would have made us take more photos, but I don't know. It just made us take less. Oh, we'll see. And I've never gotten back to taking a lot of photos, so I hope I get back into the habit. I want to start, working on my channel again, but I did for a few weeks, and then again, busy, and with, I still watch the baby a lot. And so only have so much energy, for so many things. And then I hurt my shoulder, so it is affecting my hand. It just seems one thing after another. And now in the last couple weeks, something else has happened, and I'm like, oh my gosh. uh, Life, please give us a break. So it's gonna cause a lot of upheaval in our life. So that's why I want to get a whole bunch of videos filmed for my Patreon, for my other YouTube channel, for even this. This is not so bad because I'll still be able to film in here. I just don't know how much filming I'll be able to do in my room upstairs. Okay, that's good. Now we're gonna do C3. Is that dark enough? We'll start with this one. You know what? I'll do this one, and then I'll use polychromos to make it darker if I want it darker. So I'm still drinking my coffee, so excuse me while I have a little sip. I want to start some of the shadowing with this marker too on the tree. Not too much, but just a little bit. So let's get this done. Oh, I still have to call too for some appointments and stuff. I have to do that. I have a couple of camping trips too that I have to reserve for. I'm kind of like, ooh, to do that because the way gas is going up, I'm like, ooh. Pulling a trailer, it really sucks gas up. Like we can only go 4 hours on one tank of gas. And at the expensive, it's like $220. So I guess as long as we keep it, so it's like one tank of gas, no more one way, I guess that can be our, I don't think we were planning on going too far anyway. The furthest I think is 5 hours. So that'll take a little over than a gas tank, but that's the only one. Is it 5 hours? No, it's about 4 hours. It's about 4 hours, so that'll work out. That'll work out. That's the furthest one. The other one is an hour and a half. And the other one is also an hour and a half. Yeah, everything is about an hour and a half. So I think we'll be fine. One tank of gas, maybe a little bit more. Because once you're there, you still have to, you want to do stuff. But you're not pulling the trailer, so it won't be as bad. Oh, oof, I was freezing and now I am dying. So let me remove my sweater. Okay, and I checked on the tickets and now it says early bird tickets till April 30th. So yay. So I'm not going to worry about it right now. So they must have decided that they're going to make enough money with the early bird tickets. I think they probably did that so that they wanted to see, because if you say, oh, there's only 300 tickets available, you're going to see how many people are going to, and see if, it's going to be worth it. I think a lot of people are buying like the weekend pass and plus all the money that they're going to make that weekend, right? They're going to have vendors. They're going to have food, all that stuff. Like it's going to be a good thing for the area for sure. For sure. We're not doing too much this summer. Like I said, we have one campground reserve, or two campground reserves right now. And one of them is for my grandson's hockey summer school. And we have about 1/4 of it paid already. So that's not too bad. And his hockey school is paid for. So that's pretty good. And then the other one, the campground is fully paid, so we don't have to worry about that. Then it's just like the gas to get there and all this stuff. I usually make all our food, and we buy groceries and all this stuff, so I don't have to worry about that extra cost, So that's good. The other one is, and that I haven't reserved yet, is only an hour away. It's only going to be for a weekend. So that's not bad. Okay, I had a frog in my throat, so I'm like, I think I better have another cup of coffee or drink of coffee and stuff. But I think I went too high here. That's okay. I think I'll put purple in there after. Okay. Now, is that enough? I think that's probably enough. Then I had 27. Sorry, that was 415. 415 are Oros. And this is 27, which is like a peachy color. And then we're going to do like a purple in there too. Doesn't look very peachy now. It looked peachy before. It might dry peachy. we'll just leave it. Like even when I was looking to, you know, for colors and stuff, I was like, oh, this is totally the wrong color. And then, you know, I would do a few more and I'm like, what color did I do that? That's the exact color I wanted. And then of course, then I didn't remember. So I got to remember that even when I try stuff, to write down the number, because then it could, when it dries, it's different. It's totally different. Okay, I'll do that. Now, the bushes, I'm going to do that. 426 was it? Yeah. 426 in Oros. Oros. And then this is coming together really quickly compared to that other one yesterday. I found that one yesterday. Oof, felt like forever. There was a lot of finicky stuff. Today it's more like bigger stuff. So when you guys, you know, like when you're coloring, do you start a coloring book from page 1 and then, you know, color all the way through? Do you focus on certain books, or do you try to have so that you don't have any uncolored books? Do you focus on certain artists per month? Do you have an area where you color? Like, I want to know all the things. I want to know all the things for sure. I just think it's so fun. I've had many hobbies over the year. I remember way back I did toll painting, like T-O-L-E. I remember once I was saying that I did toe painting and somebody went, you did toe painting? Like with your toes? No, toll painting. And then, so that lasted a bit, but then I ran out of walls. And now I don't even have any of the stuff that I did. I got rid of everything. And then I did cross stitch. I love it, but it's so hard on the eyes. It's just too hard. And it takes too long to get something done. Like it takes up to a year, I find, unless you spend like 5 or 6 hours a day, and there's no way I can do that. Like I would get major headaches if I did that. I still have all the stuff because I'm like, oh, you know, maybe later, which I think, you know, like, no, my eyesight is just going to get worse. And then I start scrapbooking. Scrapbooking is the one that stuck, you know, it really did stick. It's been 27 years. And I still scrapbook. Do I scrapbook as much as I did a year and a half ago? No, because I was doing like 20 to 30 pages a month. Now I still do like 15. So it's still a lot. Like I still do a lot. I just don't do as many. Diamond painting, I still love it. Maybe I can set up here, and that is one thing that I could film in here. I won't be able to film out because I used to do that on my kitchen counter. So what's happening is one of our kids are possibly going to have to move back in with us. So it's going to make it difficult for me to film upstairs. And because when you have more people, and of course when we built our house, I should have said, I want a door. Give me a door. there's no door to my craft room upstairs. So it's like, you know, if there's someone in the kitchen, it's like they're upstairs. You know? So one, I might have to get up super early, like maybe 6 o'clock in the morning. But then I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. Like, you know, 4 or 5 days in a row. So I think what I'm going to do is, like I said, April and May, I'm going to try and get all of April, all of May, all of June, and all of July done. You know, I did it last year because my daughter, when I found out she was, you know, going to need a surgery, I said I started in May. In May, in June, and July, I did all of May, June, July, August, and September. I did 5 months worth and part of October. So, you know, I'm going to have to work like 10 hours a day or whatever, because now I have this channel on top to boot. So I have even more videos to film. So if I could do up to August, and then I can say every second day I can get up. Oh, look, I forgot that. Every second day I can get up. What is that, 3:10? And film a video. Then, you know, I'll stay ahead, hopefully. So we'll see. We'll see how she goes. So R32, I'm going to do the flowers. I'm going to do the flowers here. R32 Copic. So R32 Copic. Yeah, so we'll make it work, you know. Like I said, it's just gonna, compared to last year, this is minimal, right? It is minimal. It's just that I'm used to being able to film, and that's what I meant, you know, stress. It's just that now I have to figure out, when am I going to be able to film? I went from being able to film to 7 days, and then I went down to like 4 days, and now it's going to be like 0. 0. So I have to figure, and it can't be 0. It cannot be 0. So we're going to have to figure something out. And like I said, here, at least I can shut the door, and hopefully, you know, it'll be enough that you guys won't hear anything. 36, I'll do the basket and the top of the roof. See, now it's where it starts to go really quickly, because everything is really quick, right? I'll do the chimney too. And I'll do the frame of the door. Okay. Now, let's do the grass. YG11 Copic. Oh, and by the way, that was 36. 36. YG11. I'm going to do the plants. And again, or the leaves, I'm going to use polychromos and change or deepen the tone on all of these. So, okay. Okay, ooh, my stomach is just like growl. I think I'll do this one here. I'll do that. Okay, ooh, we're getting there, we're getting there. I think I'll be able to finish like all the foundation, which is good. So this is B26. I'm gonna do the, and it's a Copic. I'm gonna do the dark blue. We'll do that. Okay. Okay. There we go. Let me see. Oh, this done. Oh, tree. Can't believe how much stuff I miss. Maybe I should start with this one, B21. It's probably too late for all these. Oh, not too bad. Just so I can blend just at the edge here. Get that done. Get that done. Now I'm gonna do like this, and I'll blend it right away. You know what I should do is just, I know they say not to leave the cover open, but I'm not leaving it open for 2 hours. It's going to be a few minutes. Just so I can get those blending in. There. I'm not very proficient in the blending of like alcohol markers, but it's definitely something that it's a skill that I want to eventually, work on. Right now, I'm just happy with using it as a base and then using pencil crayons. I'm happy with that. My markers literally sat on my shelf for years and years and years. You can tell they're good quality though, right? Because they're still as juicy as when they were new. Now, there is a few that I had to refill, but I mean, it's not as if I never used them. I did use them. It's just now I use them way more. So I can see that I'm going to have to refill these way more than I, did years ago. Okay. I think I can cap this one. And now we're just going to use the B21. And just finish the top of the sky. Are you guys like this? Like it's noon and already I'm going, oh my gosh, what are we gonna have for supper? Supper is the bane of my existence. Like if I could just know what to make. But even lately though, even knowing what to make, I'm like, I don't feel like cooking. I just don't feel like, I just want to sit in color. I just want to sit in color and I can't, right? So I think what I'm going to have to do is just say, okay, well, you have to get this done and then you have an hour of reward time of coloring and then get something else done and then you have an hour of reward time of coloring. Especially the next few months, I'm going to have to really buckle down and get some stuff done. Buckle down and get some stuff done. And what I like to do, I don't have enough storage on my phone. I have, oh my goodness, that's tree still. I have a 512 gig phone and I'm always running out of storage. So I'm going to go back to 310. Where did I see that tree? Right here. So right here. So I'm going to have to, you know, like film, edit, upload, which is good because then everything is uploaded with Patreon. You can, you know, schedule it and all that good stuff. Like last year by July, I had everything uploaded and ready to go till October, which was good because, you know, I had to help my daughter. Okay. So, okay. We'll get this done. And we're almost done for today too. There. Okay. Let's do those little flowers. They are Y6. Oh, hoo hoo. It's really dark, but it's gonna dry lighter. This is the marker I went, oh, this is too dark. And then it was like, oh, well, which marker did I use for that? And it was this one, I think. Yeah. So it's gonna be like a lighter, still a dark yellow. But see, I had done it there and I'm like, oh, what is that? And then I did it again. So that's good. Now we have Little Red Riding Hood and I think that's R21. Yes. And I'm going to use some, oh, I got blue on her face. No. I'm going to use some dark reds, obviously. Red Riding Hood. But for now, we're going to start with this. It's a nice base for red. Oh, I'm going to put R18 on that, her face, but is it going to be good enough? I don't know. Don't know. I'm going to use Y6 for her shoes, and then I'll just do like a brown for that one. There's a tree here that I missed, so let's do that. I think I'll use E31 to start her hair. Okay. And her bloomers, I'll start with C1, and then I'll just get, you know, go really dark on that. So let me go get R18. I'm not sure it's gonna help, but R18, because she's got blue on her face. Oh, let's do her arms. I'm gonna try with R21. Yeah, maybe with pencils, it'll be okay. Okay, so now I thought for the trees, I'm gonna try and just add some R22 to some areas of the trees, just for some shadows already. Like I said, I do wanna kind of try to, so if I just do a little bit here and there, eventually maybe my alcohol marker skills will get better. Now, I will say that I probably should have done it at the same time. Where's 310? 310 is nowhere to be found, and I just had it. Literally, I was holding it in my hand. Yikes. Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna work, but again, I'm just gonna do a little bit here and there and see, you know, see if I can help with some of the layering later on. Okay. Okay. Just gonna do a little bit more, and then we'll call it good. It works much better using the 310 right away. Okay, a little bit behind here. And also the trees, right? I want a little bit of, I want to put some purples too. Well, R.J. Hampson had purple too, so I'm following his tutorial. Well, not really following the tutorial. I go at the end of the video, and so I guess it's following the tutorial. I just chose my own markers because I don't have the markers that he has. So I kind of went, okay, pink trees, you know. Okay, we'll do, should I do a little bit here and there. That too, there's gonna be like purple, but I think I wanna do the purple with the pencil. Oh, that wasn't 310. Yeah. That was 415. Not good. 415. Oh, I'll put purple in there too. Okay. I need to pay attention. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there. I feel like it's enough of a mess. I'm sure I'll be able to fix it. I have faith that I'm going to be able to fix it. It was actually peach up here, so we'll add a little bit more of the peach, maybe kind of tone this down a little bit. Okay, so I think I'm not liking it when I went in down here because it's the wrong color. I should be doing it with like purples, but that's okay. I'll add purple over top. Purple is more dense or more color potent than what do you call it? Than pink. So it'll be okay. Okay, I'm going to use E42 for the house. This is a Copic marker. Oh, I should have done that. What is that? 36. I didn't do the window frame here. There's something else. Frame here. Oh. Oh, the wood here too. And then I'll do a darker wood. I'm just going to use E25 and use different polychromos on this. I have a lot of faith in my polychromos, so there. I didn't put a lot, I just put a little bit. I just didn't want to go get another marker, you know? Okay, what's up there? That should be sky. B21. I keep opening the wrong side. Look at your marker before you open. Okay. I think that is it. So don't forget to look at the end of the video. I'll have, if I have any progress done on this page or the one that we worked on in Flower Fantasy, you know, if I did any of the pencil work or anything, I'll have a picture of my progress at the end of the video because this is going up in 2 days. And I can edit the video up to, you know, adding the pictures. So I'll probably have some progress done on both, and maybe one of them I'll be done. So that's it. That is going to end it this week for our weekly Whips and Chat. And I'm really happy with the amount of work that I got done in the first, 9 days of April. So if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit subscribe if you're enjoying these videos. If you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.